does this incident reflect on the Trump administration's commitment to safeguarding classified information and national security?
This is a serious problem. It's a massive security breach, and it contravenes federal record-keeping laws. And one of my close friends and associates was director of the National Security Operations Center at the NSA, Rear Admiral Norman Robert Hayes. And he says that this is really the bottom. I mean, this is not something that is acceptable in the national security environment, and heads really do have to roll because there has to be accountability. You can't simply wave your hands and say, "Oh, it's not classified, it's not important." You can't simply do things like that when it deals with operational matters, weapons platforms, identities of covert CIA operatives, etc., etc. So it's a massive security breach, and I don't think that it can or should be swept under the carpet.
Could Trump's denial of the leak scandal affect his administration's credibility on national security issues, in your own opinion?
This administration's reliability, credibility has been called into question way before the Signalgate episode that's going on now, especially because the European allies and the Canadians are saying we don't trust the Trump administration, and therefore we cannot share intelligence with the Americans.
Well, could allied nations demand assurances? You just mentioned Canada, for example, or changes in U.S. intelligence sharing practices following this incident?
I think that there'll be a certain reticence of intelligence officials sharing information with their American counterparts, and that goes without saying. And even the British were appalled with this whole Signalgate business.
And how do Democrats leverage this incident against Trump's administration?
Yes, so this is the first time that the Democrats have drawn blood, and it's an own goal in a sense, where the Trump administration has, through incompetence, really, not anything else, sheer incompetence, have brought about a situation where they have allowed the Democrats to draw blood. And I think the Democrats will keep on pushing this because it certainly does contravene, federal record-keeping laws. I mean, these laws are there in place to make sure that the intelligence hierarchy stays inviolate, and therefore heads do have to roll. And I don't think that Mr. Trump can hold the fort and stop his top team from being held accountable. And the irony is that there is a senior DHS official who is facing censure for something very similar that happened in January, and but she's not in the inner circle, and they're trying to make an example of her, while Pete Hegseth and Mike Waltz and Tulsi Gabbard and others are being being covered for by Trump and his staff. So I mean, it's really ridiculous. It's like a feed America.